Hi everyone, and welcome to the Aquarius February 2022 mid-month love reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. Hi everyone. So normally this mid-month reading is all about our engagement with our authentic self, with our external environment, but this month is focused on love because Valentine's Day is just right around the corner, and love is a very important energy in our life. So I'm going to go right ahead. This is more of a free form reading. We're going to take a look. We're going to pull a card here, Aquarius, to kind of see what's the overarching theme around the energy of love for you right now. So let's see what Aquarius really needs to know about the energy of love. And then I'm going to pull additional cards here that we're going to kind of take a look at what you should be curious and open yourself up into and around the energy of love. Then we'll pull a card to see where Spirit would like you to take action and be courageous in acting from the energy of love. And then we'll take a look at kind of an overarching theme. So we have codependency. It says addictions are affecting your romantic life. Interesting. Now, Aquarius, this may be, this may kind of hit you a little hard. Like, what? What does that mean? What I'm feeling right off the bat is that it's not always an addiction to, let's say, alcohol or drugs or something along those lines that people kind of like immediately get triggered by. This can actually be more when we are addicted to watching too much Netflix. We are addicted to complaining about something in our life that needs to change. And with codependency coming in, there's a feeling of perhaps you and a partner are kind of feeding this with each other, meaning that maybe you both know there needs to be things that have to be done, and yet you both look at each other and say, do you want to just binge watch another Netflix show instead of getting up and taking action towards maybe doing a spring cleaning in the house or applying for that new job that you need to do. This can also be where we are addicted to the other person, specifically where we are maybe not feeling as independent as we'd like, and we are maybe constantly in the feeling of waiting for the other person. This is kind of a hard thing for me to describe, but I have personally experienced that energy. So I'm coming from a place of awareness of what that can look like and feel like, where you are maybe waiting to take action because you're waiting for another person to kind of get on board. Or in a romantic relationship, maybe you're waiting for another person to initiate instead of you taking the action yourself. You're waiting, well, I will reciprocate this kind of love, or I will do this with this person in the energy of love once they step up and do it first. And that can be it can be disempowering to both of you, because what we begin to realize as we step into a place of authentic empowerment, we realize that our empowerment, our seat of power in our own life experience, and being able to direct that to be able to kind of help manifest what we need in our external environment, what we would like to live into, is that we have to take action from a place of what is important to us. And so a lot of times what we can do is when we get into a place of kind of frustration of, well, why doesn't the other person do what I want them to do or do what I want to do? And it's like we can't push off on another what we know we need to do ourselves. So I don't know, that message is really coming through strong, Aquarius. So just kind of keep that in mind, that this month I really feel around the focus of the energy of love is really about stepping up and owning and taking action from that place and releasing perhaps a codependent tie with another in your life, and just taking the action needed where you would like to take action. All right, so I'm going to pull 3 cards here. And we're going to take a look again around the energies of what Spirit would like you to be curious about, what Spirit would like you to take action around, be courageous in taking action from the energy of love, and what you kind of need to know as an overarching reflective point. Now, this deck is really hard for me to shuffle, and the cards kind of stick together, but as I say that, card comes out. Okay, so this is, first card is where to be curious. So it says, have faith. Trust your faith in this situation, coming up with the number 12, which breaks down to a number 3, but the number 12 for me really harnesses the energy of divinity. The energy, to me, it is the God number. Whether you believe in God or just a higher power, that to me, that is what this represents. And with the have faith, there is a feeling here of, when we're thinking about being curious, there's a strong feeling coming through, and I'll pull a couple clarifiers as well, but there's a strong feeling coming through of having faith to take the action you know you need to help kind of break away from maybe this waiting on a partner to take their own action. And really having faith that as you take action, it's actually going to open up the energy of love for you, which is going to really repair the relationship you currently are in, but also bring forward into you. So when we're thinking about curiosity, the superpower of curiosity is that it wipes the slate clean. It allows us to be curious about what we don't know and opens us up to the awe and wonder that can come in when we are just kind of open to receiving and to experiencing the miracles in life, the magic in life. And that's coming through very strongly. Be curious about, as you have faith to take action, what is this going to open up for you? Then for action, we have express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. Number 19 breaking down to a number 10 and then further into a 1. So with the 19, there's a feeling of endings and beginnings and really taking lessons learned and being able to move forward with that. So there is something here about really kind of taking what you know in this relationship currently. And again, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could even be a relationship with a sibling, with a best friend, with even a close coworker. And you're still dealing with the energy of love. Love is the connective energy that flows through all of our interpersonal connections. And I love that this is in your courage to take action position here. So this is what Spirit's saying, is express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. And I 100% believe this is the truth. Now, granted, we can all have different love languages. You know, some people love the grand gestures, some people love the small tokens, some people love the kind words and the emotional support. It all depends on the relationship that you're in. But there is something here around Spirit specifically asking you, in a physical sense, to show your love and appreciation for another. And sometimes that's enough to remind another that you're engaging with that you do love them, that they are on another's thoughts. And it may seem like it's kind of a duh type thing when we are in a relationship, whether it is with a significant other or a sibling or a friendship, that person should just know that we're thinking about them. But sometimes it's not the case. And that even just a small, maybe on the way home from work, picking up your partner's favorite food, or you're out shopping and something just catches your eye and you're like, that's really beautiful, or you see a card and the sentiment is there. There's something around just allowing that person to know that they are always connected to you, and that for you that connection it does not just kind of go away when you're not around them physically in their presence. And now for your final card about kind of your overarching message around love for the month of February, what Spirit would like you to keep in mind as you're reflecting on the relationships in your life. Let's see what Spirit would like you to know. I just have to say, this deck is very hard for me to shuffle, but your cards are coming out pretty easily, which is interesting. So we have romance. It says, lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Number 25 breaking down to a 7. Oh, I love that. So as an overarching theme, there really is something here about taking action. There was something that came through very intuitively with this codependency card of waiting for the other person to take action. And I really feel here, Aquarius, you're being told to be the one to initiate, to lead through the energy of love through your actions. And it says, consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. Number 50 with the number 5. The number 5 is a number of change. And it's interesting that there's a home here. There's something about, I'm feeling a little bit coming through, Aquarius. So there's something around the home, something that may need to change, especially with that number 5 coming in here, that consider your foundation. Consider where you are right now, physically as much as, let's say, emotionally in your relationship. And really understand, sometimes in order for us to reconnect with somebody or break the chains of codependency, we actually have to change our physical environment. But that starts by showing affection to those that we are connected with, showing affection to those that we share a foundation with. I mean, this could even be, if this is a work relationship, this could be an office setting. Perhaps you've outgrown an office setting, or there's stagnant energy and something needs to change. Maybe you need to tear down that wall between both of your offices and work together in an open environment. Or maybe it's the reverse. Maybe it's time now for you to both have your own space and to freshen it up and to really bring in that sense of what we came here to do. What do we love about each other? What do we love about life? And let's through our actions create a new foundation, create a stronger foundation from that place. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just pull a few clarifier cards here for cards that call me the most. I might do it for all of them. Let's see. I'm definitely going to pull some cards here around have faith, because I think faith is a really important principle to lean into as we go through our life experience. So let's see. What are additional messages and clarifications for Aquarius around being curious and open to having faith? What can faith bring in for them this month? And I get this, I'm just hearing, have faith in each other. It's a beautiful sentiment. Oh, the well, I love it. So this deck specifically has a few cards that are very specific to this deck, and this is one of them. So the well is the number 22, which is the number of the master builder. It's a, what do you call it? It is a master number. Sorry guys, I'm a little distracted. It's a master number about building, and building from a place of where you're working with others, and it's almost the spiritual builder. It's a beautiful energy to come through here. But there's this element too with the well of being able to dig deep, and dig deep to the place of almost like creative origin. And that there is a feeling here of have faith of what you kind of don't know is out there. Like what can come together in ways that you, I think, aren't even aware of because of how deep of a well of just a pool for the divine structure that is kind of moving through everything, our whole experience, that there are things even we can't understand that will come together. And there's the element around that. There's also an element around creating something new, which is interesting. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, beautiful. This is a card about going out there and gathering information around kind of planting a new seed around what can, there is something here about taking action, moving towards something new together, even if you've been in this relationship for quite some time, and really going out there and kind of playing with this seed, trying to figure out what this seed is going to pull from. What can you create with this? And to have faith. You're being asked to do that right now. Kind of go out and gather information. So express love through gifts. I have 4 of Swords. Beautiful card. This is a card of rest. It's a card of contemplation, when we stop to take stock of the stories from the past, the hurts, the wounds from the past, and to clarify what is our true story, our sword of truth, and what are others that we can leave behind. So there's something here about when it says express love through gifts, it's about leaving behind, really reflecting on the relationship that this reading is around for you, and leaving behind perhaps past wounds that may even be a part of this relationship, or past wounds that are a part of another relationship that you may be bringing in and not even realizing, and now taking action from a place of personal clarity and realizing that you can leave that other stuff behind. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a clarifier card for the Consider Your Foundation. Oh, beautiful. So we have 8 of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords is where we feel trapped, especially in a mental place. We can't really see a way out. And the 6 of Pentacles is when we, especially with this coming up, there's almost something around giving and receiving, that you feel that there's not enough, that there's something around, maybe there's been an imbalance in the giving and receiving, and you feel trapped by that. You feel trapped by either you don't have enough, or the other person doesn't have enough, or you feel like you're giving too much to them, or vice versa. And that can be what's creating this codependency as well. And what Spirit's trying to really come in here and say is consider your foundation. If the foundation was built on a point of equality, you have this beautiful reminder now that you can always rebuild a foundation. With romance, it says, lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. And it's almost like loving through loving through this feeling of being trapped, and to bring yourself back into a place of personal empowerment, that you can initiate change through simply kind of leaning into the energy of love. And there is this, in coaching and in counseling, there is this practice of kind of acting as if sometimes, when we get so stuck and we feel like we're either so disconnected from another person in our life that we should feel connected to, and there's a lot of maybe resentment that's built up, or a lot of just stagnant energy or stagnancy. And this is about realizing that sometimes when we act as if we are wildly in love with somebody, and we, this is when we go back to the honeymoon phase. We go back to buying the flowers or buying that token because that person is legitimately always on our mind. And so we can't help but see that person everywhere in our experience. And it's about going back and tapping back into that feeling and starting to take action from that place. Taking action from the place of remembering what it felt like when you were first with this individual. And again, this could even be related to a work relationship. This could be when you first started that job and you were so excited to work with somebody else who saw in the same way that you did. Or the first time you were able to have your own office space and decorate it the way that you wanted. And it was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. And to go back to that and start living from that place again. And what's interesting is that when we act as if, even if we just don't in the moment feel that true connection, that spark, that love between us and another, it will rekindle it. It is literally like laying little pieces of kindling on the fire, and you will end up stoking it. It's a beautiful way to realize how restorative the energy of love is, and how easily it is to light it up from within, to allow others to catch fire around us as well with that same energy. All right, Aquarius, I hope this has been illuminating. I hope you enjoy the rest of February and you have a wonderful Valentine's Day if you are in a place that celebrates that. And I will look forward to reading for you in March for the next illumination reading. Also, if you would like to illuminate your own personal spiritual importance and to see how it can be of service to yourself and others, you can click on the link in my description box below to book a personal reading or a one-on-one coaching session. And I really hope that you have a lovely rest of February. Bye, Aquarius.